like I always say.
Ready?
Yep.
The unknown zone.
Talk show, talk show.
Zone unknown.
Talk show, talk show.
How the hell you find it?
In your overpriced high-tech telephone.
Deep in your bones.
Underneath a pile of stones.
It's some kind of virus.
Deep in your nose.
In between your toes. Smack dab in the middle of your split crotch pantyhose. The unknown show.
Talk show.
The unknown show.
Talk show, talk show.
The unknown zone.
Talk show. All right, we're recording and hit it.
And here she is, the Bette Midler of Public Access,
We're in this can.
Yvonne Delet.
Woo! Woo! Hi, I'm Yvonne Delet, your host of the Unknown Zone Talk Show. Welcome. That's Seth Miller in the studio with me today. Sloppy seconds.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I like what you did with your hand, by the way, when you said it. You had a hand motion.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I forgot what it was. Much
Not
like
a
you,
gun. It was.
much
It wasn't
like you
that
forget
cool.
everyone's name.
It wasn't that cool.
Okay.
Right.
Here it
well,
is.
welcome. We also have Gerard. Gerard, you're on the phone, right?
Yes, I'm on the phone.
Okay, we have Gerard Mignon, our other sloppy seconds, and a mystery guest.
Who I'm going to guess who it is.
Mystery.
Who is this?
Okay, now mystery guest. What we're going to do is and then we're going to I'm going to have a lot of questions for the mystery guest.
A lot of questions. Oh my God.
I know. So Seth Miller is going to ask you questions, and you answer the questions. And
Seth Miller?
what?
I know Seth Miller.
You do? Did you give him a cab ride?
I love Seth Miller.
Okay. All right, Seth. Go ahead. Ask him
He
questions.
owes me money.
Is this Namik?
See, that was
First question.
Good voice. Namik, great.
You sounded exactly like you were.
I know.
I actually heard the chest hair running against the phone.
Oh, Jesus. I said to him, just sound like a woman. See?
Sound like a woman?
He sounded like someone wearing a burqa.
Please,
Well,
please. That's the only accent I know.
I know. I was going to say you're a little
I
limited.
don't know nothing else.
It was terrible.
Oh, God.
It was very bad.
Oh, all right,
It wasn't.
stop.
Well, his only question was, "Is this Namik?" So how good do you think it was? Gerard, I apologize.
You did it. Wait,
Oh.
can we start over?
You want to
everything,
be
please?
somebody else? You want to be
No, this is an embarrassment on my resume. I
Okay,
can't
now
have
you,
this.
now you can just be yourself.
Please
Can I
don't.
be myself?
Please be someone else.
Be yourself.
So welcome, everyone. I want to say this is the show that begs to ask the question, where did all the cures and modern inventions that were supposed to make life like the Jetsons? That's my question. Because the world's a mess.
Would that not make the
Barely
world a
get a
mess?
phone call in.
There'd be different messes.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Gerard?
And we can barely make a phone call happen.
Well,
You got
Gerard, you have
yeah.
a landline. What the?
Gerard,
Gerard, did you climb
Why
up
you
the
did,
phone
Gerard?
pole and ask Mabel to connect you?
who doesn't know how to merge a call?
Gerard needs a
have
new
a
phone.
landline because my cell phone started acting up.
Gerard needs to win a tournament so he get a new phone.
Next stop, Petticoat Junction.
Woo, woo.
Woo, Uncle
We're
Joe.
riding on the train that is going to the track to the junction. So, Namik, I want to
What's
say
up, bro?
we have a millennial,
A malignant millennial.
a millennial on the call.
Is he a millennial? How old are you, Namik?
Yeah, how old are you, dude?
I'm 28 years old.
20,
Youngest.
27?
28.
28.
Get a
Oh.
job.
Going on 29.
So, do you consider yourself a millennial?
No, I'm not a millennial.
Really? What's up? Millennials
What is
younger?
categorized as a millennial? I don't know. Tell me.
So, what do you think of the world right now?
What do I think of the world?
Yeah.
Pretty bad. It's pretty shit.
Yeah. So, what are you guys going to do about it? Because we fucked it up.
What am
and-
I going to do about it?
Yeah, well,
Yes, you
well,
have to
you're-
live
I'm
through
too
it longer.
busy. I'm
Yeah.
busy.
You're busy.
Yeah.
So our generation fucked it up for you, and you're not going
Yeah.
to do anything about it.
What'd you do?
I do a lot of stuff. I try
What
to
did
help.
you do in the past?
We burned fossil
posted
fuel.
it.
Yeah.
We threw
Yeah.
bottles in the ocean.
Ocean.
We did
Did you guys
everything.
throw bottles in the
Pollution.
ocean?
Now we got chemtrails going on. We got all
Shut
kinds of
up
bad
with
shit.
I mean,
chemtrails.
whose fault is it that we're lazy?
I
Like
just
this?
blamed ourselves,
We
asshole.
just blamed
Yeah,
our
you should
age
definitely
group
blame
and
you
everyone
guys.
before us.
I blamed ourselves, and I'm putting the burden on you.
But you have to do something, otherwise the planet
What do you want me to
literally
do?
will not exist.
Exactly. Gerard,
You
you
have
agree
to
with
do it
us?
with me.
Gerard?
You guys have to show me the way.
Gerard
You
doesn't
guys
care.
are young.
What?
I gave
You
up.
gave up?
I don't
You gave
cycle
up.
anymore. Tough.
I just want to say that if you guys don't get this together, I'm going to have another cancer treatment.
You have another what?
Forget it.
All right, I want to talk to Gerard for a minute. Just hang tight, Namik. You're doing great because you're a
doing great.
talker. You're a talker, and I appreciate that.
Talking.
Now, Gerard,
Yes.
I have the book. I'm going to show the book on camera, the Carol Burnett
Uh-huh.
Show Companion, which
Right.
I'm up to page 44 out of 500 pages. 514 pages. I'm up to page 44.
Wow.
By next Wednesday. It's going to be good. But the thing about the book is that it gives a little bit of the history of how the show was made, and then it goes into each show and what happens in each show. So you could actually read it any part at any time, depending on like what you want to know about the show, the making of the show. So I know you're very excited about this interview, Gerard. So what research have you done so far?
I looked up Harvey Korman on Wikipedia.
Nice. Okay. Check.
And I
Let me
scoured
check.
my memory bank.
And you what?
Scoured my memory bank.
Nice. Because you were very excited. This
I've
is like
watched
I
it.
think this is the first interview you actually care about.
I do. It's something that was, I grew up as in a '70s baby, and it was part of my Saturday night, my Sunday night, whatever that night they switched it to. I was following. I
Right.
watched the last episode when it happened, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was Carol Burnett. Yes.
Yes. I just want to correct you because
Absolutely.
you actually were a '60s baby because the show happened in mostly in the late '60s.
It actually ended in '77.
Did it? Okay, but it was on for 11 years.
Wow. They're
Right.
testing
so 7
knowledge.
The 11 were in the '70s.
That's right. I did my work,
So
bitch.
feel free to correct me again.
I will. Well, that's my job. And I just want you to know, Phil, who's not here today because aliens had captured him. That's what he told
When
me.
are they sending him back?
Again?
I know. Well, he likes the anal probing. So, right, Namik?
Anal probing? Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, good. Good.
I'm with that.
You're learning
Good.
stuff, right?
I'm learning.
This is your first talk show, right?
Love it.
Welcome. You're no longer a virgin on talk shows.
Put it on my resume.
I have some big questions for you, but let me just finish with Gerard.
You have
'cause-
big questions? All right.
Yeah, well, okay. We'll get to all the sex stuff in a minute. So, Gerard,
Yeah.
Phil did some research because, he's big on the research.
I guess.
he did-
I didn't do any research.
I don't expect you to do anything.
Good.
Except show up with your wonderful self and your great sense of humor.
But enough about me.
That was inspired by Cal Burnett and Harvey Korman. Here's the book, which I'll be doing all
I
Wednesday
didn't watch
night.
the Carol Burnett show much.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, good. Don't tell anyone
He's
that.
Of course
straight.
not.
Okay, so Gerard,
Straight.
so
Straight.
They don't watch that.
I'm sorry,
Straight. They don't watch that.
Right.
straight. Oh, right, straight
So
guys.
Gerard,
right.
what?
Women and gay men, right? Because it was very musical too, right? There were a lot of musical numbers.
Yeah, I prefer the comedy part, but yes. The first half of the show.
Ah,
But yeah.
okay.
And they don't rerun the variety part. They only rerun the comedy part in those half-hour chopped up shows.
Right, but you can watch all of it on YouTube, any part.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. I know, they have this new thing, it's
New
called the
internet.
interweb.
Right.
The interweb.
And YouTube.
I was talking to Clowney, and Clowney goes to me, oh, you can watch the shows. They have the shows on TV Land. I go, you've heard of YouTube? I'm like,
I've actually
and
have
I'm,
watched
and
those
I'm technically
episodes.
challenged. What, Gerard?
I was going to say that I've actually watched they did the Gong Show on the Mama's Family on Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
And the Gong Show, I found it on YouTube, and I actually watched it. So I do know it's there. I didn't think
Good for
about
you,
it in the
man.
musical numbers, so I guess I don't care enough about the musical numbers.
Good for you. Well,
I
I
think those
I
are
want you
cool.
all to know that Wednesday, this is an exclusive, and Chris Corman is actually going to tell us stories that he has not told on any other podcast.
Cool.
So that's kind of cool. He has been on other podcasts, and Phil did the research, and he forwarded me a couple links, so I'm going to listen to what he has said on other podcasts. So what I'm expecting from you, Gerard, is to be, you're going to be obviously cleaner and more
He has to shave?
cleaner. Okay. Namik, did you think that was funny?
Are you having
Very
sex with
funny.
Phil?
No.
Okay.
Very funny.
You got a new fan, Seth.
Seth is the funniest. Seth is winning right now. Seth is the winner.
Seth's the winner. Seth
love
guessed you
Seth.
right away, by the way. Good job. Good job.
Namik is a master of disguise.
He loves you.
Hello,
Oh
who's
my
these?
God, he loves you so
Who
much.
is this?
So Gerard, I really do expect you to be, I'm curious. Obviously it's my generation as well, and I have a lot of questions, and I totally would have done Harvey
Well, my
Korman
first
back in the
question
day,
would-
but I
My
have more.
questions in my mind to him have to do with is how much was he on the set? Like, was it something that he wanted to go to? Is it something his father made him come to? Is it like how
Yes.
accessible was the set for him
Right.
as a kid? Because he's born around my time, or around 1960.
Exactly. He's 50 years old. How old are you? You're a year
53.
younger than me. 50 what?
53, wow.
You're
You're young, man.
53?
Thank
What?
you.
Oh,
I'm 54.
and I'm 107.
You don't look a day over
You look young,
106.
too. Don't worry.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would do
no.
me though, Namik, right? You
I
would
never would have guessed you were triple digits.
Triple.
You're gonna have to talk slower on Wednesday.
No,
Gerard.
so, but I want to ask you a question. Like, so
Yeah.
also he was on Harvey Korman was on the Lucy show. So I was curious if he went to the set of the Lucy show, and
Oh, I thought you
if,
said the
and Lucy was a guest
show.
on the Carol Burnett show. If he had any experiences with Lucy.
Well, he was. It says in the
what was
beginning of the
that
book
like?
he was on the Danny Kaye show before the Carol Burnett show.
Now you're getting a bit too.
Well, the only thing that I'd say about that is that he's really young, like at that time, and Lucy was. He might have been at least 8 or 10 when he saw Lucy
Right.
on the.
Oh, right. You're talking about later on, right? I read up to how he got on the show, and then obviously once the show started was when Chris was born, and then Chris already has told me he has stories about Mel Brooks and Dick Van Dyke. All kinds
Wow.
of yeah.
Well, Dick Van Dyke was drinking.
Well, I served Dick Van Dyke a Coke at the Uris Theater when I was in college.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. No, I did slip a little rum in there. Joking. He was
Guys,
sober.
wake up.
He was sober way before me. So anyway, Gerard, I know you have to go. You have somewhere to go. So I want to. Is there anything else you want to talk about before? I have a lot of questions for.
Well, my question is really around like, if you want to sum it up, how did they do this week after
okay.
week? This is like an exhausting. Looks like an exhausting show. And how does Carol hold it together? I mean, it seems like they don't do it like nowadays. They do 22 episodes a year and of I don't want to say easy stuff, but back in the day they were doing 25, 30 shows of this a week.
Right.
And it was just
It
I don't
says
know,
it in
I
the
just
book.
don't know how they did
It
it.
says it in
they
the
were all
book.
exhausted and, or they didn't know because it was a different time with the work ethics or something. Or
It's not listening.
I'm really curious about like
Yes.
the backstory about putting it together and just
See,
like
and that's the thing.
doing
I
it
think
twice
you,
on Fridays. And
right.
So.
See, I think you have more of those questions, and I have more of the questions of, what was the partying scene like? Who was having sex with who?
Totally.
Oh well, I guess because I don't think any of them are hot. Maybe that's why I'm not.
They
Oh.
probably were hotter back then, and then you had the hotness of your talent.
I think Harvey Korman wasn't bad looking, and then Lyle Wagner was a
Oh my
friggin'
God! Before he was
stud.
fucking Wonder Woman.
See,
He was stud muffin.
actually, I would rather talk about the sex on Wonder Woman than on Carol Burnett because I don't think of them as sexual people. I just
Well,
don't
that's
like.
an interesting point.
Right, I don't either, but I do think there's some hotness with talent, comedic talent. It doesn't always have to be just about, oh, you're hot looking and stuff like that.
Well, also, my big thing
Look
is,
at Yvonne.
Carol Burnett, exactly. My big thing is, Namik, you're supposed to laugh. Seth made a joke.
that is
I'm
very
here. I'm
funny.
making breakfast.
You're making breakfast.
What are you wearing?
What are you making?
What am I wearing?
Yes.
Mm.
Stop repeating.
What are you wearing with your apron?
That's
Yeah,
right.
but- What are
No,
you wearing?
nothing with the
Are you wearing your
apron.
skeevies and just your chest hair?
But now I want to talk about that, not Carol Burnett's sex.
Is your big
tape.
bush
Okay,
sticking out of
great.
the
Okay,
apron?
good. I just wanted to
Let's
run
talk about
some
aprons,
things.
Yvonne.
Okay, ready? Okay, Namik, I've got some big questions for you.
Don't get
You have
pubic
big
hair in your
questions?
eggs.
Make it quick. I gotta go. My breakfast is burning.
Okay, don't get pubic
Yeah,
hair.
like
Because
So I want to ask
the
you a
apron is
question.
burning. It's not the breakfast.
My apron is burning.
Okay, so listen, buddy.
Buddy.
He's so funny.
It's like an 8-year-old boy. Hey,
Listen,
buddy.
buddy.
All right, get out, Gerard. You gotta go. Taking all the
This
fucking
isn't
time
for
over here. Get
Gerard's
out.
earmuffs, Gerard.
1970s and
Earmuffs.
shit. Nobody cares about the 1970s.
So I want to ask you a question, Namik. You've been to prostitutes, right? You've been to prostitutes.
I've been depressed.
Prostitutes.
Prostitutes? Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Of course.
of course. So let me ask you: when you date a girl, do you tell them? Do you say, "Listen, when do you tell them that you've been to
No,
prostitutes"?
I can't tell them.
You would never.
Never.
You can't tell a girl because they don't understand. It's
Of course
it's
not.
Okay,
in
I
their
just was
nature.
curious. I thought maybe the generation.
Wasted
it was
question.
Generational.
Maybe like 2 girls, no. Only like 2 girls, no.
Okay, if you
My
were
whole
doing
life.
2 girls, like it wasn't a relationship, you would tell them. I've been to
Yeah,
prostitutes.
exactly.
Yeah,
I would tell
they're
them
being
to talk
gory.
to you.
All right. Well, I have another question with the prostitutes. When you're, let's say, when you're with a prostitute, you were one in Amsterdam, right? You did it like an all-nighter.
Amsterdam, Cuba, yeah, all those good
Good
things.
for
all
you
the
for
good-
doing an all-nighter.
Good for you. So, like,
But yeah, but like
what is
all
that?
around the
What is
world,
that
all
like?
night?
What?
Nah, 10 minutes, girl.
What is that like? Well, how do you start the evening?
Very weird. What do you mean? How do you start the evening to get a prostitute?
No, when you're with the prostitute. I don't care what the procurement.
I know, it's like,
process
it's
is.
very, like, down to business. It's not really like a sexual, it's like, honestly, they just want to, like, bust a nut and you leave. That's it. It's really
Yeah, but
business.
if you're there all night, what are you busting up and then you cuddle?
I mean, I never had an all-nighter.
Oh, I thought you did.
I don't think they
All-night
cuddle.
prostitute?
Oh, I thought you did an all-nighter. You lied to me then. Okay, all
You
right.
can't. You don't kiss on the mouth. All that basic stuff.
All-night? No way.
Yeah, well, she's yeah,
All right. So, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations?
to be with a prostitute all
We
night.
go from prostitutes to dreams?
Doesn't
What
have to
the
make it's the
fuck?
Unknown Zone
Who wrote
talk
this
show. We can
shit?
talk about whatever we want.
Would you marry a hua?
Now you can talk about whatever?
It's the Unknown Zone talk show.
This is an amazing talk show.
It's the best ever.
Be prepared, Namik.
It's so. What are your goals? What are your goals in life? What do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up,
Look, I have a pussy on my shirt. Go ahead.
wow, I don't know, man. It's a tough question. It's too early for that kind of question, no?
Too early in the morning or for your age?
When I grow up, I want to be, I don't know,
Because you did tell me recently that you wanted to be a comedian.
comedian. I love to be a comedian.
So Gerard, help
You
him
want to be my
out.
mentor?
Gerard will mentor you.
Who's a comedian? Gerard's a comedian?
He was
He was?
10 years.
He was.
Wow, what happened?
Seth would say never.
I didn't say a word. I'm actually biting my tongue on screen.
No, Steph, don't say that.
I've seen Gerard's stand-up on YouTube because he did it before we were really
Please
hanging
send
out.
it to me. I'm not kidding.
It's
and I
fucking
will.
hilarious.
Yeah, send it
He's
to us.
fucking great.
I'm willing to expand my mind and horizons.
Let me ask you a question. Why are you saying, I don't understand, please send it to me? Go on YouTube and type
I
in
don't
Gerard
know.
Mignon.
No. If somebody
what's the
really
title?
wants
What's
me
the
to know,
title?
I'm not going to do it. I will not do it.
All right, don't
I
do
want
it.
you to do it
Can you
to
send
me.
us the link?
I want you to do it to me.
You know what's amazing? I am so amazed how everything is so simple these days and people are so fucking lazy.
No, it's not lazy.
What is it?
It's a control thing. I'm not going to go
Okay.
search for Gerard. I want
All
Gerard
right.
to
The
lay out his
control thing?
body of work to me. I want him to spread his cheeks.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, I admit it.
So Gerard,
I don't think it's one.
What?
if Namik was to do stand-up, give him 3.
Yeah, what are some
what would
tips?
he have to do first?
Write out some ideas. Write down if you say something funny at work or on the subway or wherever. Write down if you say something funny. If you say something that people laugh at, write it down, even if you don't think it's funny.
Okay.
Because it may be funny and you don't realize it. And you may actually expand an idea.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
But have a little book or like some notes where you keep notes about with those sort of things that where someone laughed at something you said. Even if you weren't going for laughs.
Okay.
Showing up at mics. I remember when I used to ask. I wanted somebody to correct what I was doing, and then they would say to me, "Oh, just keep getting on stage, just keep getting on stage." And I was like, "It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, keep coming back." You know, it was not like correcting you. It was just a matter of coming back, and it would correct itself with practice. A lot of it would work itself out.
There you go.
And how many times did it really take you, like, to click?
One. No.
He's funny. You're already funny on stage. You were how long? When those videos on YouTube? How long had you been? How long had you been doing stand-up?
At the first one, the one that I have one of them that has over 110,000 views.
Bless you.
And I had done stand-up 18 times. That was my 18th time doing it.
Really?
And I was very prepared for that show. I really worked hard on that particular show. I did a lot of open mics preparing for it. I was a nervous wreck, but I was very prepared. The only thing about it that might be the
not
weakness that
feeling
people
well.
would say is that the crowd was very friendly, and a lot of people who knew me came to that show. And they often say, "Oh, early in stand-up it's easy because all your friends come." And I guess there's some truth to that in my case as well. So.
Does that make? Oh, there's a car accident in the
Oh,
studio.
wow.
Holy shit.
Where are you? You're live from the street?
Yeah, whatever you say.
That's where your studio is?
So listen, Namik,
That
does
was
that
a
make you
shopping
want
cart?
to do?
Corner
What?
of 86th Street?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Does that make you want to do stand-up?
Next to the laundromat? Where are you?
It's It's the magic of television. Oh, my arms.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Let's get on to the next thing.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That was super boring. I just want to say.
Yeah. So
Boring,
we're gonna
not
go.
even like regular
We're gonna go to
boring?
99-cent store and buy a notebook. Thanks, Gerard.
Buy a notebook.
He's never going to do it. It's too
I
hard.
have a notebook.
He's never
I
gonna
actually
do it.
wrote some stand-up.
Seth has a notebook.
I'm halfway there.
Yeah, write that shit down in your notebook.
Now I just gotta get a pen.
You know I got a notebook.
Once
It
I
was
get a
funny
pen,
for
I'm
me.
it.
I think this joke is a hit.
You know what, Namik? You're fantastic. I'm so glad you're here today. Gerard, thank you
I'm
for
glad
that
you're here.
instructional, that stand-up instructional.
Well, you can also take a class, which, I think that the best
Yes.
ones do well in the class anyway, but I think what it does, it puts your ass in a seat once a week and you prepare material versus
Class.
well,
That's
I'll
really
do it
the
when I
best
do it.
way.
So-
Like go to Caroline's, right? Caroline's, would you recommend?
well, there's lots of places that do. You don't go to Caroline's to do the class,
They have a class at
Caroline.
Caroline's.
Yeah, but that's
You do
true.
stand-up?
but you don't do it at Caroline's. You do it in some rehearsal.
I want some more broken down ex-comic to teach me.
Exactly.
I want more.
More.
Possibly alcoholic.
All right. All right. New topic. Hugh Hefner.
New topic?
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner, that's my name right there.
That's your man. Do you think he was a misogynist?
Yeah, definitely 100%.
Wow,
Awesome.
that's good of you to admit, Namik.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Namik.
100%. He was whatever, but whatever. He did his thing.
He
You
did
was a
that.
misogynist because you like massaging girls.
Yeah, massaging girls, like pushing
boy,
girls. Like
massaging.
Oh,
that kind of
Jesus.
stuff.
Please do something. Help.
We're gonna-
We're cleaning our car windows right now. We're cleaning our car windows. Now, Gerard, what do you think as a gay man? Do you think he helped women, or he just had an outlet for men to jerk off?
I honestly, I've never really thought of it, and I just know there was the magazine, and do you want a question with the initial question of women posing nude? If that's degrading, I think that's. I don't know. I never thought of. I know who he is. I didn't really pay attention. I mean, I know who he is, and I know he has this mansion.
Did you just come out of the womb?
Gerard
Well,
uses a
really?
landline. Wait, let's go over Gerard's life.
Yeah, this is biography on Wikipedia.
Oh my God.
Has a
can't wait for that.
landline,
Has a
vaguely
landline.
knows about Hugh Hefner,
What else didn't he know?
and suggests you go to Caroline.
Doesn't know how to use the phone. Doesn't know how to use the phone. The merge.
Well, I think pornography and women getting naked often gets cloaked in, oh, it's empowering. And even, don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Well,
Seth's
You know,
talking.
that's how to
This
Shut
is
the
a
fuck up.
heterosexual
Shut the
viewpoint.
fuck up. Seth's talking.
You know, women have even now been convinced into thinking, oh, it's empowering. I'll be a stripper on a pole, but I'm in control in it. I don't think you are,
Right.
and I think you've
No.
been fed a line of hooey.
Right, and I think the real problem is with that also is that it's so easy to make money that way. Like even now they have the websites. What is it? Sugar baby or
Sugar daddies, yeah.
So
Sugar daddy.
girls in college
Right.
will hook up with these guys who give them tons of money and pay for shit.
Yeah,
So
there's a problem.
it's a problem, right?
Yes,
Not
it
a
definitely
problem.
is. I think it devalues your sexuality, your body, speaking as a woman, even though I'm not. But you should be able to see what goes on. And and girls have even said, "Oh, free the nipple," or "I'm going to go topless." You don't have to. That doesn't prove, that
doesn't
you're
prove
in
anything.
control,
No,
and
no.
it just makes guys want to jerk off more, and he has a jerk off motion.
Right. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, show us your tits.
I'm
That's
jerking
all
off
it
too.
is.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're empowered.
I feel empowered. I know, and that you see, the real empowerment is to be yourself and to do what you love to do.
Good.
Be yourself.
That's
Touche.
empowerment, and man, women, color. Thank you. Oh my God,
You
Seth
want-
is
you
wanting
never
me.
want
For
Thank
women.
you.
Sugar daddy,
For
Yvonne?
women. What?
You never wanted a sugar daddy like one point of your life?
You know what? I'm an asshole because when I could have had one, I didn't take one because I was all
Thanks,
about
Gerard.
independence.
Thanks for
Oh,
bringing
yes,
this up.
yes, I'm glad I could forward the conversation.
Wait, Gerard Reagan?
I could have. Obviously, I could have because I was stunning back
At
in
some
the day.
point, there's a cost.
But I couldn't do it. I could never sell my
couldn't do
soul
it?
that way.
Right, you're a whore
I
if you
couldn't
do
it.
that. No.
I have never taken money from a man. Never.
Never.
You do owe me $5.
Never. I didn't know how good I used to feel till my doctor started me taking Despondisil. Despondisil is a new medication that's all side effects from AstraZeneca. Despondisil has no medicinal or therapeutic value whatsoever. It's probably poison. But since they've wasted millions of dollars on research and development, they're foisting it on an unsuspecting public. Despondisil gives me rashes, nervous tics, gas bloating, distended aorta, partial blindness, numbness, traveler's diarrhea, regular diarrhea, an unexplained triangular area of water retention on my buttocks, inability to sleep on my left side or my neck, difficulty concentrating, difficulty holding down food, difficulty vomiting, a white fish-smelling chemical discharge from my nipples, male pattern baldness, memory lapses, and male pattern baldness. And because Despondistill's time released, I feel seriously lousy and suicidal. All day long, every day. Despondistill hasn't been tested on animals, humans, plants, Guantanamo prisoners, really old people, or rocks. So there are probably long-term side effects we can't even dream of. Feeling good? That's why there's Despondistill. Side effects? Nothing but side effects.
Despondistill may not work for everyone. If you feel good, an increased sense of well-being, energetic, relaxed, or can still get an erection. That's right, still get an erection. Call your doctor immediately. These may be signs Despondistill is helping you.